I mean, that works for the first three providers, which are willing to pay for maybe four. And then all the other cable channels, they're not getting any of that subscription money. So they have to have ads. And then it comes full circle. And the ones you weren't getting ads from were like, well, we could double our revenue if we add ads too. So we're just kind of, it's back to the future. We're reliving that moment in cable, but we're doing it on streaming now.
Yeah, but I don't watch those ads. And Scarlett, I know your kids aren't watching the ads.
Gen Z is just angry about having to watch advertising because they've grown up where they haven't had to do it. And so when they're forced to sit through it, it's just, something that really gets at them. Is the advertising that they're going to see on streaming services going to be markedly different than what we got on network television in the 80s and 90s?
Yeah, I mean it's literally exactly what my company Mountain does. So we democratize TV ads. So what you're going to see is a lot more advertisers, and they're all competing to get your attention. So they're going to be more entertaining. Instead of it just being kind of the same old beer brands and car brands, you're going to see a lot of emerging brands that are actually using television now on streaming to kind of basically just show you the products they have, but do it in a very entertaining way. So it is a bit different. You're also starting to see the ads get shorter. Netflix just announced like 10-second ad formats for their property. So, I mean, just expect more entertainment from the ads, more diversity of advertisers, and hopefully over time they get a lot shorter just to connect with that consumer.
Will it look more like Super Bowl ads, or are Super Bowl ads a thing unto themselves that won't be replicated anywhere else because of the budgets, because of the big audience?
Well, yeah, I mean, some of the best advertising has come out of my company have been for the, not huge amounts of money. Mm-hmm. We have Maximum Effort, Ryan Reynolds' ad agency is literally a part of Mountain. And so they do ads for as little as tens of thousands of dollars. And they, I think they might be doing a Super Bowl ad. So they do them for millions also. It just depends on the how much special effects and the actors and all that kind of stuff that controls the cost. The bottom line is if you have something, a product people are interested in, and you present it to them in an interesting way, people do actually respond to the advertising and go check out your product and potentially become a customer. And that's, at the end of the day, you're just trying to connect, like match consumers with brands that potentially going to love. It's not like jingles anymore and just pushing brands on you. It's more about making that connection.
Is it right to say Netflix has sort of taken the lead on this? And if so, based on that, what is Disney hoping to achieve?
Well, I wouldn't say Netflix has taken the lead. I would say they have the most greenfield because they have no legacy business. Disney is kind of trapped in the upfronts and 30 seconds and 15-second formats, where Netflix is starting from scratch and they can just kind of reinvent what television advertising looks like. But that being said, it's not easy to do. And so they're out the gate struggling a little bit. But I think they will wind up becoming as innovative on the ad side of their business as they've been on the consumer side. The thing to remember with Netflix is they kind of reinvented the relationship between the consumer and the content, making it on, you no longer had to wait for the show. You could just binge it, all those kinds of things. And now they have an opportunity to do the same on advertising. It's to kind of reinvent the relationship between the advertiser, which funds all this programming for the ad-supported options on Netflix, and reinvent that relationship between the advertiser and the content. And I think they will, if they've been a very innovative company for a very long time.
But what counts for innovation in
Good
advertising?
Question.
I mean,
yes.
Give me an example.
Yeah. So a lot has to do with the formats, I think. It's like, again, you don't have to sit there for 30 seconds. If you look at social, like if you look at ads on TikTok and you look at them on Instagram, even though they're both somewhat feeds, the ad content is very different. I think on TikTok, it feels much more like the content that you're scrolling through. Mm-hmm. On Instagram, it feels a little more traditional. There's a mix of video. So it's subtle changes that just make the ad format, again, feel like a form of the entertainment. So you're not like dreading the interruption. You're like kind of like hopefully entertained by it.
Yeah.
And one thing that makes the advertising, like something that we do is what we call fast advertising, where the ads are, and this is like the maximum effort, where the ad content is like just extremely culturally relevant. It's like today's cultural news becomes, yeah, literally tomorrow's ad. There's no delay. And so having that kind of support, we don't have to plan it a half year in advance. You can just come up with something right now and get it on the TV. I think that's pretty important. I think that's something Netflix and pretty much all networks are going to start to support.
So as we look ahead to Disney earnings on Wednesday, Mark, I wonder if Disney has room to innovate advertising on Disney Plus or ESPN Plus that really takes advantage of its different businesses, including theme parks. What can it do innovation-wise that other media companies, other streamers can't do?
Well, I think that they can do whatever they want. I think Bob Iger for quite a while now has been saying that he wants to kind of do away with the concept of an upfront, and he wants the advertisers to have a lot more freedom and just kind of Disney be where they want to be, not where they're trapped into an upfront contract. That being said, I mean, I think the first order of business at Disney is really to get all the business units operating like at their best. And, almost all of them have been struggling on some level for growth, for profitability. So, I mean, Disney, Bob Iger, that team there, they'll probably somewhat follow the same path as Netflix in terms of like, okay, we can innovate these ad formats. We don't have to stay stuck in the 30-second upfront format. But that being said, They have to get the viewers. People have to want to go and actually see the content before they want to see the ads.